Oh no, jeez, it's here, it's finally here. This is gonna be a very not edited video. Don't have a lot of time for it, but a lot of YouTubers are expressing a lot of distaste for the current format that Yu-Gi-Oh has been promoting recently. Very stale and inflexible engines, with half the deck being non-engine hand traps, or fiends in this case, splashable cards that make any deck better, therefore you're just gonna run it anyway. Konami not exactly making tournaments worth very much, where other card games have much better rewards, or not even having certain tournaments in certain regions. Constantly going negative on cards. But there's been a discussion of some new cards. And what I want to talk about today is really pushing the current state of the game to even new levels of genericity. That's even a word. Well, new to you if you haven't played Master Duel, or learned exactly the format when Maxx C was released. Meet the brand new Molcharmy cards! These new archetype of monsters, by the way, seems to be ones that are focused on retraining the coveted Maxx C in a way that's a bit more balanced for the game. The sites on Twitter have been having a bit of backlash, some positive, some negative, and to be frank, I think that is for good reason. For those of you who don't know, the two current Molcharmy cards have 4 specific effects. 1. You can only activate one other Molcharmy card after you activate either of them. 2. You can discard from your hand if you control no cards. This is important later. 3. If it was discarded from hand, any normal summon or special summon your opponent does this turn lets you draw a card. 4. During the end phase, if your hand has 7 or more cards than the amount of cards your opponent currently controls, then you can shuffle back cards until you have 6 or more cards than the amount of monsters your opponent currently controls. Now, got a few problems here. I personally really hate Maxx C. I legit cannot stand dealing with this card. For a very particular reason. You don't get to play the game if this card is allowed to activate. I'm serious. Unless you think you can kill that turn, or you're just gonna really just get rid of that entire man's drawing deck in one move, you playing in the Maxx C only ever really helps the opponent for their next turn. So the best option is just fucking pass turn, hope for the best. Because how good draws are in this game, one good draw can lead you over to the Shadow Realm. And obviously, if you can't put anything down on your turn, you're probably dead anyway. So it's a very lose-lose situation with Maxx C. Thankfully, it seems like Konami's learned a little bit from their past mistakes. That whole if you control no cards part was actually very important, specifically for balancing the card. This makes it so you can't just draw cards while you have an entire board out. However, it does mean one thing. There's a very specific time where you have no cards on the board after all. Going second, turn 1. That's right! This entire set of cards is currently a going second tool meant to replace Maxx C in the metagame, meaning that it's going to be insanely powerful as a tool like this, meaning that a lot of decks are going to run it. And to be quite honest, that's kind of where my biggest issue lies. The card isn't really one that I'm a fan of, but overall it's probably fine for the game on its own. Not the worst thing in the world. Besides, you've all been living through Maxx C if you're in Master Duel at least. However, the game is kind of in its worst state in a while. The TCG and Master Duel are kind of in a spot where you have to run cards like Crossout Designator, Ash Blossom, Triple Tactics Talent, and the Molcharmy cards themselves in order to keep up with the competition. and with decks like Snake Eyes, Tenpai, and Voiceless Voice, decks that have very regulated pathways and a lot of space for optional cards that allow you to essentially have a ton of going second tools and a one card combo almost every single time you draw. In a community that loves variety so much, we have a million different archetypes for cards in comparisons to the games, you see each deck just getting a little more generic. And I feel like that's something that should be avoided, maybe? Decks have the freedom to run something super unique and not be essentially forced to run specific non-ended cards that are super interactive because they need to in case things like Mulch Army comes out and really destroys everything. It feels eerily similar to how Mass Duel deck building's done. Making sure every card is there under the sun that can fit into your deck so that just in case you're going second, or have to deal with Maxx C, or have to deal with any Ash Blossom, or have to deal with, I don't know, Dimension Shifter, screw that card. Making sure that they all fit, and suddenly a fourth of your 40 card deck list is already filled. I mean, that's just the warping power of Maxx C, I guess. I guess we'll see what Konami does from here regardless. Seems like the next Forbidden and Limited list is coming up in late August. Probably to be able to react and address problems that come up with Infinite Forbidden. So maybe if we talk about these problems and have all of the videos that we've been seeing on things like YouTube and Twitter and discussions like that, maybe it could be addressed? I don't know. Those are really my thoughts. What about yours? Do you think that I'm right about this one? Do you think that I'm wrong? Do you think that I'm stupid for even thinking this card's a problem? Let me know in the comments. Sorry about the whole short video, by the way. I don't have too much time, to be honest. I'm jumping on this one right now because I feel like it is important to talk about. That being said, if you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe to the video. Tell me what else we should talk about next. I'm definitely thinking of doing stuff more for talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And essentially other things that I like in short bursts, and I want to hear what you think. Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you later, I guess.